What's up, Hills Church? I love summer. I love summer in Colorado in particular. And I feel like this summer it's a bit like coming out of a long hibernation. Um, but that metaphor of hibernation only goes so far because usually when I think of hibernation, I think of coming out like well rested, ready to go. But this is like coming out of just a long, dark, not well rested, where we've just had so much weighing us down. So many of us have lost people, we've lost dreams, and so like we're just kind of scraping out of the darkness, and it just kind of reminds me how much we need each other. And like as we're coming out into this new period, this end of COVID, hopefully, as more people are getting vaccinated, and the CDC is releasing new guidelines all the time, and it's just almost like whiplash, right? Because at one moment you can do this, and now like it's a free for all, and people are having to get used to that, and I can't stress enough how much we need each other, like in our faith and our walk with Jesus. Like even when we think about like our personal faith, we make it a very like a me and God kind of thing, but really we were saved for a purpose, and that purpose was to be part of a family for a purpose. And um, one of my favorite New Testament scholars, a very influential scholar in the last 50 years. His name was Gordon Fee, and I think I've shared this quote with you before, but this is what he says about our salvation and the purpose of it. He says, though entered individually, salvation is seldom, if ever, thought of simply as a one-on-one relationship with God. While such a relationship is included, to be sure, to be saved means especially to be joined to the people of God. In this sense, the third century church father Cyprian had it right. There is no salvation outside the church, because God is saving a people for his name, not a miscellaneous, unconnected set of individuals. Thus, our present concern is with the primary goal of salvation. And that goal, he says, is an end time people, a kingdom people, who together live for the life of the future in the present age as they wait the final coming of Christ. And then just one more. It's so good. It's so good. Uh, God is not just saving individuals and preparing them for heaven. Rather, he is creating a people among whom he can live and who in their life together will reproduce God's life and character. Those are strong words. And so like our salvation, while it is individually entered, like we enter into this family. And so I say all that to encourage you this summer to be part of our micro churches. Micro churches are a place where like some of that anxiety that we've had built up over the months, and where we've lost practice of hospitality, we've lost what it means to connect with one another. We can step into that space and begin to practice that once again. And so we're starting that off in 2 weeks. So make sure, if you haven't, go ahead and get registered for that, just so we know how to prepare. And then I just want to challenge you this summer. Like, how are you going to love your neighbors? What does that mean for you to love your neighbors this summer? I had someone recently sent me an email, someone from the church. I won't mention any names, but it was Rachel Moses, and she asked like, "Hey, can I borrow the projector and the screen and the popcorn machine? We want to do like an outdoor event, and I think it's for a birthday party." And I was like, yes, please. Others, I'll provide the popcorn, because we do have the projector and um, screen, popcorn maker. And so if you want to do something like that for your neighborhood or your friends, you're having even a birthday party where you're inviting folks over, maybe it's your apartment complex as a common space, and you can like let's do that. Like, let's be agents um, of good this summer, and helping people connect again. Something that I'm going to do, it's been on my heart for a while, and I've just kind of kept it to myself because then I don't have to act on it, is I felt for a while that I am supposed to walk every block of the neighborhood. And I briefly looked it up on Google Maps, and it's about 100 miles this summer that I'm planning to walk, just back and forth, up and down, north, south, east, west, crisscrossing, just praying for the neighborhood, praying for the folks around. And so I would encourage you, and I'm not asking you to pray and prayer walk 100 miles, but maybe it's walking around your block. Maybe it's walking around your building complex, and maybe it's once a week. But just begin to pray for your neighbors. Begin to pray for peace in their homes. Begin to pray for healing. Begin to pray for a lessening of anxiety. Begin to pray for opportunities. Pray for justice in our city, in our neighborhoods. And there's a link in the video comments. I say it's a link. It's just a link to a simple prayer walk guide. So make sure to check that out. And then the last thing is that we have just a number of fun hangouts planned this summer, where we're going to be hiking. We've even got a guy's camping trip coming up in August. Ladies, you're welcome to do a camping trip. Let me know if you want to organize it. But there's a number of things going on. Check those out at thehillsdenver.com/events. The events page there, we've got them all lined up, what we've got going so far. So I just want to encourage you. There's a light. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's coming. We've made it this far, and we will make it all the way out by God's grace. So I love you. God bless.